Have you ever heard that listening to Mozart can make you smarter? The so-called Mozart Effect has inspired parents, students, and even government programs to use classical music as a shortcut to intelligence. The idea is so appealing, just press play, and you or your plants might thrive. From baby CDs to garden playlists, the myth suggests greatness is only a melody away. But where did this belief come from, and is there any truth to it? Let's dig into the origins and science behind the Mozart Effect. The story of the Mozart Effect began in 1993 at the University of California, Irvine, a place known for its innovative research and vibrant student life. It was here, among the palm trees and bustling lecture halls, that a groundbreaking experiment would spark a worldwide fascination with the power of music and the mind. Psychologist Frances Rauscher, along with her colleagues Gordon Shaw and Catherine Kai, set out to explore a simple but intriguing question. Could listening to music, specifically Mozart, actually make you smarter, even if just for a short while? Their curiosity led them to design an experiment that would soon become famous. They recruited 36 college students and divided them into 3 groups. One group listened to a lively Mozart sonata, another group relaxed to a soothing tape, and the last group sat in silence. Each session lasted just 10 minutes, but the researchers were eager to see if such a brief exposure could have any measurable effect on the brain. After the listening sessions, the students were given a series of spatial reasoning tests. These are the kinds of challenges that involve visualizing shapes, solving puzzles, and mentally navigating mazes. The idea was to see if music could temporarily boost the brain's ability to process and manipulate information in space. To the researchers' surprise, the group that listened to Mozart performed noticeably better on these tests than the other 2 groups. Their spatial IQ scores jumped by several points, but the effect was fleeting. It lasted only about 10 to 15 minutes before fading away. This temporary boost didn't mean anyone became permanently smarter, nor did it suggest that listening to Mozart would turn someone into a genius overnight. The effect was short-lived, and the researchers were careful to point out its limitations. The original study was small, and when other scientists tried to repeat the experiment, the results were mixed. Some found similar effects, while others found none at all. The scientific community remained cautious, debating whether the Mozart effect was real or just a fluke. But the media saw a sensational story. Headlines proclaimed that listening to Mozart could make you smarter, and soon, the idea took on a life of its own. Parents, teachers, and even politicians embraced the concept, hoping to unlock hidden potential through classical music. In reality, the science behind the Mozart effect is far less magical than the myth. While music can certainly inspire and uplift us, the idea that it can dramatically boost intelligence remains more fiction than fact. Still, this simple experiment at UC Irvine changed the way we think about music and the brain, sparking decades of research and debate. So, what's actually going on when you put on your headphones and press play on a Mozart track or any piece of music that you love? What's happening inside your brain and body in those moments when the music starts to flow? When you listen to Mozart or any music that you find engaging, your brain doesn't just passively receive the sound, instead it lights up with activity. Different regions of your brain start communicating, processing rhythm, melody, and harmony, and even triggering emotional responses. The leading theory is about arousal and mood. Engaging music acts like a gentle wake-up call for your brain, increasing alertness and putting you in a better mood. This temporary boost in mood and arousal can actually help you perform better on certain tasks, like solving puzzles or remembering information. It's as if your brain gets a quick tune-up, making you feel more focused and energized, but only for a short while. And here's the interesting part. It's not about Mozart specifically. Any enjoyable, complex stimulus, whether it's your favorite pop song, a thrilling movie, or a captivating book, can have this effect. The key is that it needs to be something you genuinely enjoy and find stimulating. But this mental boost doesn't last forever. The heightened mood and alertness fade as your brain settles back to its usual state. After a while, you return to your baseline, and the extra focus or energy you felt starts to wear off. Studies have shown that similar effects can come from all sorts of energizing experiences, not just music. Whether you're listening to jazz, rock, or even hearing an inspiring story, anything that lifts your spirits and gets your brain buzzing can give you that temporary edge. So, the so-called Mozart effect isn't really about Mozart at all. It's about your brain performing better when it's alert, happy, and engaged. The real magic is in the way your mind responds to things that make you feel good. In the end, the magic isn't in the music itself, but in how it makes you feel. Energized, uplifted, and ready to take on the world, even if just for a little while. The idea that music helps plants grow also took root, thanks to experiments like Dorothy Redelack's in the 1970s. She claimed classical music made plants thrive, while rock music stunted them. The story was irresistible, but her experiments lacked scientific rigor. Later studies found inconsistent results, sometimes a small effect, often none at all. The dramatic claims haven't held up under scrutiny. The truth is more complicated than plants liking Mozart. Plants don't have ears, but they do sense vibrations. Sound waves create tiny movements in leaves and stems which plants can detect through mechanoreception. These vibrations can trigger biological responses like nutrient transport or gene activation. Gentle, consistent vibrations, like those from soft music or natural sounds, may signal a healthy environment and promote growth. Loud, chaotic sounds can stress plants just as storms do. It's not about musical taste, but the physical properties of the sound. For plants, it's all about the physics, not the melody. For humans, the best music for focus isn't universal, it's personal. If you dislike classical music, Mozart won't help you concentrate. The real benefit comes from music that puts you in a good mood and helps you focus, whether that's Bach, hip-hop, or ambient sounds. Lyrics can distract, so instrumental tracks often work best. Experiment to find what helps you tune in and block out distractions. There's no one-size-fits-all playlist, your brain, your rules. The power is in your personal connection to the music. So, does listening to Mozart really make you smarter, as so many headlines and pop culture references have claimed over the years? The idea that simply pressing play on a classical symphony could boost your intelligence has captured imaginations for decades. But what's the truth behind this catchy claim? The reality is, not in any lasting or transformative way. While it's a comforting thought, the science tells a more nuanced story. The original study that sparked the Mozart Effect craze found only a short-lived improvement in spatial reasoning skills after participants listened to a Mozart sonata. This boost lasted about 10 to 15 minutes, hardly the permanent brain upgrade many hoped for. There was no evidence of a permanent increase in IQ or general intelligence. The effect was fleeting, and it didn't make anyone a genius overnight. In fact, later research showed that the effect isn't unique to Mozart or even to classical music. Any music you enjoy, whether it's jazz, pop, or electronic, can give you a temporary mental boost, simply by making you feel good and more alert. The key is enjoyment and engagement. When you listen to music that you love, your brain releases dopamine, which can help you focus and feel energized, but only for a short while. And when it comes to plants, the story is even more different. Plants don't have ears or brains, so they aren't listening to music. Instead, gentle sound vibrations can sometimes stimulate growth, but it's not about musical appreciation, just physical response to sound waves. The real takeaway here is that music is a powerful tool for shaping your mood and environment. It can help you relax, concentrate, or energize a space, depending on what you choose to play. So, pick what works best for you, whether that's classical, electronic, pop, or even a bit of silence. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, and your preferences matter most. For your plants, think gentle and consistent sounds, not loud or chaotic music. A calm environment is more likely to help them thrive. The Mozart Effect myth is a great reminder to look beyond the hype and question bold claims. Not everything you hear in the media is backed by solid science. Instead, use music thoughtfully, as a way to boost your focus, spark creativity, or simply make your day a little brighter. Whether you're nurturing your mind or your plants, remember, it's not about magical effects, but about creating an environment where growth, mental or botanical, can truly flourish.